President Biden has announced the U.S. military mission in Afghanistan will end on the last day of August. He said continuing to fight in Afghanistan was not an option, as it would mean U.S. troops staying there indefinitely. The Japanese government has said that spectators will not be allowed to attend Olympic Games events at venues in the capital. The government's placing Tokyo under a new state of emergency from next week because of rising COVID infections. The Haitian minister says one of the men arrested on suspicion of involvement in the assassination of President Jovenel Moïse in a pre-dawn raid on his residence on Wednesday is a US citizen. And the European Parliament has approved a resolution condemning Hungary for a recent law forbidding the depiction of homosexuality and gender change to under 18s. The Parliament called on the European Commission to take urgent steps about the law.
In Haiti, police in Port-au-Prince said Wednesday that they killed 4 suspects and arrested 2 others after the killing of President Jovenel Moïse. Japan's Prime Minister Yoshihide Suga declares a state of emergency in Tokyo starting Monday until August 22nd. No visitors will be permitted to attend any Olympic events. State media in Dubai released video of Jebel Ali port, where a ship exploded late Wednesday, shaking the area. And South Africa's Justice Minister says former President Jacob Zuma has started his 15-month prison sentence for ignoring a court order.
We start with breaking news about the Tokyo Games just 2 weeks away. Officials have decided to hold Olympic events in the capital with no fans in the stands. Representatives from the Games Organizing Committee, the Japanese government, the Tokyo Metropolitan Government, and the International Olympic and Paralympic Committees made the decision on Thursday evening. IOC President Thomas Bach took part in the meeting online after flying into Tokyo earlier in the day and beginning a required 3-day quarantine at a hotel. The decision follows the Japanese government's announcement of a new state of emergency for Tokyo starting July 12th. In a meeting now underway, officials are discussing audience caps at venues outside Tokyo with representatives from local governments. Last month, the 5 parties capped the domestic audience at 50% of a venue's capacity, up to 10,000 people. They had to change this due to Tokyo's new state of emergency. Moving to more details about the new state of emergency, the 4th so far for Tokyo. Prime Minister Suga Yoshihide announced it'll be in effect from Monday, July 12th to August 22nd. That will include the duration of the Tokyo Olympics. Suga says the occupancy rate of hospital beds and the number of patients in serious condition remain low due to the vaccine rollout. But he adds infection cases in Tokyo are rising with the spread of the Delta variant first detected in India.
We must avoid another outbreak starting in Tokyo. With that in mind, we decided to take preemptive measures and declare a state of emergency for Tokyo once again.
With 2 weeks until the Tokyo Games begin, Suga pledged safety above all.
Holding a safe and secure Games amid the coronavirus pandemic is a good opportunity to show our global unity when the whole world is facing difficulties.
Infection cases in the capital have been going up. Health authorities reported 896 new infections on Thursday, marking the 19th straight day cases have gone up compared to the week before. Turning to South Korea, where a record daily number of coronavirus infections were reported as a variant continues its rapid spread. The government confirmed 1,275 new cases on Wednesday. The previous record of 1,240 was marked last December. The daily figure had dropped below 400 last month, but the government says the Delta variant has been fueling the increase in the country since late June. Authorities estimate that within this month, there could be 2,000 cases a day. President Moon Jae-in has ordered the deployment of police officers and military personnel to help with immediate contact tracing. On Wednesday evening, Prime Minister Kim Boo-kyum visited an entertainment district popular with many young people and called for strict anti-virus measures. In the capital, Seoul, where the majority of cases have been reported, drinking alcohol outdoors is banned after 10 p.m. Public transport will be reduced by 20% at night from Thursday to encourage people to go home early. Health authorities had planned to ease the curbs on restaurant operating hours this month, but have decided to extend the restrictions in the greater Seoul area. The coronavirus is spreading rapidly in Myanmar, with new cases hitting record highs every day. There are concerns that infections may increase among protesters held in prisons as a result of the military crackdown. After the February 1st coup, the junta set up special courts in prisons nationwide to try political detainees. These trials have been suspended in some facilities, including Yangon's insane prison, for fear of infection. A legal advisor to the detainees told NHK that an outbreak in the prison was possible.
There are up to 300 people going into the prison every day without proof of a COVID test. The virus could spread to prisoners this way. Inside the prison, the infection would spread faster and lead to an outbreak.
He says the suspension of trials is prompting concerns that the prisoners' detentions could become prolonged.
If the suspension is prolonged, the initial holding period will effectively be invalidated. Also, witnesses might forget things which can affect their trials.
Myanmar state-run television reported a record 3,947 new cases on Wednesday, along with 57 deaths. It also reported that additional stay-at-home orders have been issued for parts of Yangon and other regions. Since the coup, some medical workers have joined a civil disobedience campaign to protest the military crackdown. The country's vaccination program has been slow, as some are rejecting it under military rule. The Indonesian government has extended its nationwide restrictions on daily life and economic activities. The country is battling the spread of the highly infectious Delta variant. The measures were due to expire on Monday. They're now due to continue through July 20th. Restaurants and shopping malls are being asked to operate at 25% capacity and to close at 5 p.m. Regulations are also being imposed on schools, mosques, and other public places. Stricter measures have been in place on the islands of Java and Bali since early this month. In the capital, Jakarta, about 100 companies were ordered to temporarily shut down for violating a rule requiring all employees to work from home. Authorities warn they may revoke the business licenses of firms that break the rules 3 times. Indonesia confirmed a daily record of over 38,000 new infections on Thursday. A civic group has issued a statement saying the government has failed to take proper measures to stop the spread of the Delta variant. A new photo is raising speculation that North Korea's leader demoted a close aide who's said to have been in charge of nuclear and missile development. South Korea's Yonhap news agency said the photo indicates former military advisor Lee Byung-chol is no longer a member of the country's inner circle. The ruling Workers' Party newspaper, Rodong Sinmun, released a group photo on Thursday. It showed leader Kim Jong-un's visit to the mausoleum of his grandfather Kim Il-sung on the anniversary of his death. Lee Byung-chol is standing 2 rows behind Kim and members of the presidium of the party's Politburo, who are in the front row. In the past, Lee was often seen together with Kim at events such as ballistic missile launches. Last month, North Korean media said Kim told a party meeting that negligence by senior officials in responding to the global pandemic had caused a great crisis. North Korea has not provided any details of what Kim meant by his comments. Now the latest on the assassination of Haiti's President Jovenel Moïse. Police say they killed 4 suspects in a gun battle and detained 2 others. President Moïse was shot dead early Wednesday by an unidentified group who entered his home in the capital, Port-au-Prince. The authorities did not give any details of the suspects or specify their motive. But interim Prime Minister Claude Joseph said some had spoken English and Spanish, neither of which is Haiti's official language. The interim Prime Minister called for calm and said everything is under control. Still, the Dominican Republic closed its border with Haiti. President Moïse's wife was wounded in the attack. She's been flown to the United States. Her life is reportedly not in danger. Haiti is one of the poorest countries in the world. It's plagued by poverty and poor security as a result of a devastating earthquake in 2010 and hurricanes. Confrontation between President Moïse and opposition parties further deepened instability. Google is facing a new legal challenge, this time over its App Store. 36 U.S. states and Washington, D.C. have launched an antitrust suit in a federal court. Judicial authorities claim Google Play monopolizes app distribution on the Android operating system. They also argue the store harms consumers and app developers by charging up to 30% in commissions. The authorities say the arrangement hampers competition. They want Google to pay back benefits they say have been earned illegally. Google shot back in a blog post. The IT giant says Android and Google Play provide openness and choice not found on other platforms. This is the 4th antitrust complaint filed against Google. The other suits accuse the firm of creating a monopoly in search and advertising. It's time now for world weather. Drenching downpours have been hitting parts of Japan. Roads are becoming like rivers, bringing a dangerous situation. Our meteorologist Sayaka Mori has the forecast.
Hello there. The rainy season is in full swing in parts of Japan, especially western areas of the country. Rain has been battering the area over the past few days. We've had 441 millimeters rain in just a couple of days in parts of Tottori Prefecture. That's the record for the month of July. Hiroshima and parts of Yamaguchi Prefecture saw nearly 200 millimeters of rainfall. Flooding is taking place in these areas. Unfortunately, rain is going to be a part of a story for the next couple of days. There's a seasonal rain ban and also low pressure on top. Ample moisture will be surging into the front, activating the front, so more rain is possible at least into the weekend. Kyushu and Chugoku will likely see the heaviest rainfall. Be careful of more flooding as well as landslides. Different story across the western United States, including Alaska. Multiple fires are occurring in the area. Take a look at this footage. Wildfires are impacting the far western areas of the United States. In Alaska, a lightning strike started a blaze that was close to a hot springs resort. Thankfully, cool and wet weather came and helped bring the fire under control. In California, more than 300 firefighters were dealing with a pair of wildfires near the border with Nevada. As of Wednesday, the fires were 34% contained. No injuries have been reported. It looks like no rain is in sight for the western United States for the next several days or so. So areas where rain is needed won't see any rainfall for the foreseeable future. And to make things worse, temperatures will be climbing to more dangerous levels into the weekend. Death Valley could see 54 on Sunday, and Sacramento could hit 45 degrees on Saturday. Las Vegas 48 during the weekend. So be careful of heat stroke. That's it for me. Stay safe.